Welcome to the Pup List. I am James,
I'm Adam.
and we have a lot to talk about. Oh, holy mother of fucking God, we have a fucking lot to talk about tonight. But we're going to start with the NFL because that's what we usually do, and it's a good idea. It's a good idea for tonight. And Adam has a lot of good news. I have a lot of good news for Adam tonight. I went 5-9
Uh-huh.
with my picks. 5-9.
And I still think you should be Bobby Hill for going 0-3 the other night.
On my Instagram, if you want to check that shit out. I do picks every day, every night.
And if you like it, I'll Bobby Hill him whenever he goes winless.
This is a terrible idea. I think
It's a great idea.
I think there is one lucky woman that would not be appreciative of that. But,
I mean, don't pick losers, and you won't get Bobby Hill.
But
don't pick the Cardinals.
Adam went 10-4, and Adam took the lead back. I am 51 wins, 40 losses, one tie. Where Adam is 53 wins, 38 losses, and 1 tie. So you are up by 2.
Yep.
You are up by 2. So, let's start Thursday night.
Yeah, because I picked Houston. I forgot about that. And Washington.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. But
we both had Philly.
we both did have Philly, yes. We're gonna get to that real soon. New England destroyed the Giants, and that's how it is. Got it. Carolina, Tampa Bay. I was stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like you were stupid.
Just because like the week before they looked so good, they should have.
They did, but Kyle Allen with this offense just fits. And you know what? This really is going to become a huge problem in Carolina when Cam Newton is ready to come back. And
well, not really, because there's rumors they might trade him to the Broncos. Cam, not Kyle Allen.
Well, what about Joe Flacco?
Flacco sucks, and you know he sucks. It's like fucking Trevor Lawrence. You keep liking these bad quarterbacks, but it's dragging you down to hell.
But he beat Tennessee, and he beat Marcus Mariota and Ryan Tannehill.
That's Ryan Tannehill. I could beat Ryan Tannehill.
No, you can't. You can't beat Ryan Tannehill. What are you talking about? So, Carolina won. I even picked them in my cover 5, and I didn't even pick them in this fucking shit. I suck. Baltimore destroyed Cincinnati, as they should.
Because of Lamar Jackson. The future MVP.
No, the future MVP comes to the game that came after, and that's Seattle, and that's Russell Wilson.
Nope, Lamar. Lamar has less interceptions.
Russell Wilson has more yards and touchdowns.
I don't think touchdowns.
I think he does.
Yards he does. Touchdowns I don't think he does.
I think he does. I'm going to look it up right now just to prove you wrong. Passing touchdowns is Russell Wilson is number 3 with 14. Matt Ryan has 15?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna go off passing touchdowns.
I'm gonna go out.
Because I don't think Matt Ryan's gonna win.
Passing yards.
I don't think Matt Ryan's gonna win MVP.
Russ Wilson is number 8. And Lamar crappy ass Jackson is number 13. Crappy ass Jackson.
Really? How are your quarterbacks you pick? Trevor Lawrence?
That's in Madden. Doesn't count. So Seattle won a controversial game where they should have lost, but they got a horseshoe up their ass against Cleveland. Cleveland still sucks. The Browns browned themselves, and the Seahawks have a horseshoe up their ass, which is kind of a foreshadowing of Monday Night Football, and which we might have to get into a little bit of debate.
Cleveland was too overhyped. They aren't that good.
I agree. And I even told you in the beginning of the year that Seattle is a team that's going to be very, 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 very scary in the NFC.
But and also thought Cleveland was going to be...
I said they were going to be a wild card. Wild card. Because I had Pittsburgh winning that division, which I'm going to be wrong on. New Orleans, Jacksonville, I really thought this was the game that I really thought that New Orleans was going to lose. It was in Jacksonville. It was set up, and somehow, some way, they still won 13-6.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit, New Orleans is for real.
Yeah.
You got that one right.
Yep.
Houston, Kansas City. I said Kansas City. You said Houston. You were right.
Yep.
Back-to-back games lost in Kansas City. Is Kansas City in trouble? Are they in trouble?
If they were in any other division, I'd say yeah.
But
they're not, and they'll still win that division because Chargers, they haven't looked good. Raiders are the
they're
Raiders.
3-2.
Yeah, but they still haven't looked good when they've won those three. And the Raiders are the Raiders.
So the battle for the Tua first pick.
Washington won't take them. They took Haskins.
Well, no, I know that, but oh yeah, you're right. But Miami lost.
Yeah.
And you know what? I honestly believe when they went for it on 2-point conversion to win or lose, I think they tried to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they threw it to the guy that was 7 yards out.
Yeah.
7 yards out, and he fucking drops it. They did that on purpose. They did it on purpose. I swear to God, Miami lost on purpose. They're tanking purposely. Now, this is the game that was a really huge head scratcher. Philadelphia, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota destroyed that. Wait. No. Let me reword this, and I'm going to throw up when I say this. Kirk Cousins destroyed a secondary.
But it's not a real secondary.
Why?
The Eagles, they gave him 190 yards to Devontae Adams. If Adams would have stayed in that game, they would have fucking lost. That they don't have any actual players on their secondary since they've lost. Who was that one? Sidney Jones is hurt. Darby's hurt.
Yes.
Like two other Maxwell, I think, is the other one is hurt.
Yeah.
Like all of their corners are injured.
And it shows. And Kirk Cousins looked like MVP.
And plus, Kirk Cousins will have those games. We'll have those random games where it actually looks good.
And then
the next game we'll throw 6 interceptions and fumble twice.
Well, yeah, and Philadelphia lost, Minnesota won, and that makes me want to throw up. Atlanta sucks.
Yep.
Atlanta might. I don't know what. Okay, I got a question because Atlanta lost to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
If you are Atlanta and you have a top 5 pick in the draft, which most likely you will, what position do you go to? What position do you go for in the top 5 in the first round? Like, seriously.
I mean, at this point, offensive line, because that's their biggest problem.
You need to fire Quinn, right?
Yeah.
And I heard rumors that if they don't win at least one out of the next 2 games, and the next 2 games are supposed to be fucking torture for them. If they don't win at least one out of the next 2 games, that Quinn might be. Arthur Blank's done with him. He's done. And I think he needs to be fired now.
He's done with him too late. He should have done it when Kyle Shanahan was still there and made him the head coach.
Well, Kyle Shanahan is now available.
No, I mean.
Oh, no. It's Gruden is.
Yeah.
Jay Gruden is.
No, Kyle Shanahan's in San Francisco.
You're right. Shanahan is.
No, because their offense has been like shit since he left. Since him, McVay, and LaFleur left that team, their offense has been shit.
And it's disgusting. And that defense still sucks ass.
It's because their players got really old really quick.
Atlanta is the worst team in the NFC by far. Do you agree or not disagree? If it was Atlanta versus Washington on a neutral field, who you got? I got Washington.
I'd still say Atlanta.
I got Washington.
I'd still say Atlanta because I trust Matt Ryan to randomly find a way to win more than I trust Case Keenum or Colt
Not anymore. Not anymore. That Atlanta team is god awful. Frisco's undefeated.
Yep.
They beat the Rams.
Yep.
All right. I got a question for you. How far are the 49ers going? How many wins and how far?
Say 11.
They're 6-0.
11 or 12.
Wow.
And
are they winning the West?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. All right. How far are they getting in the playoffs?
Depends on who they play first.
How far are they going to the playoffs?
Say, since they probably a divisional round and then get knocked out.
I agree with the latter. I have, even though the Niners are 6-0, I have them going 10-6. I believe that the Seattle Seahawks are that cream of the crop in the NFC West. I think the Niners will kind of slow down. 10-6 is still going to get them a playoff spot. And you know what? I will even go as far as saying they will win the wild card round because they'll more than likely face the NFC East, which sucks major ass. And I believe they will lose in the divisional round against the 1 or 2 seed.
Or they'd face a lower seed.
If they're 10-6, they're probably going to be the 5th seed.
Yeah.
And guess who the 4th seed is going to be? The NFC East, because the NFC East sucks major ass. So they're going to either go to Dallas or go to Philly, and I believe the 49ers will go to Dallas or go to Philly and beat either one of those teams.
The only reason I really say I could see them winning that division is the two things that tend to travel well are run games and defense.
Breida has been healthy.
Breida and Coleman are a good mix, and their defense has been amazing.
Very good. Very
and
good.
The Seahawks have like an amazing defense too, and a really good offense. But I think the Niners have enough on that offense, especially when you think about it. The Niners.
It's not enough.
When you have the Niners going against Seattle, you have Richard Sherman trying to prove he's still a top corner, which he still is a really good corner. And
they don't do it with the wide. I mean, they have like a bunch of wide receivers that are like mediocre to above average.
Lockett's really good.
But Lockett's good. But like Russell Wilson has been just he's been very good this year.
Yeah,
he's been MVP good.
He has, but I still
think do it.
Like I could see it being like a super low scoring game.
Oh yeah.
Between the two.
And I feel Seattle will take it.
But I still think the Niners. I trust the Niners kickers.
I don't believe in Breida and Coleman yet. Coleman already got injured this year. Breida has not, and I feel like that fucking I cannot think right now. My name that bottom is gonna fall out. The bottom is gonna fucking fall out, and I feel like Breida will get injured. And it's gonna make them hurt.
If they didn't beat the Rams and stop that offense so convincingly.
What did I say in the beginning of this year? What was one of my biggest, boldest predictions in the NFC West? I said that you're going to have 3 teams that are going to have winning records in this division. And I said it was going to be the Seahawks, the Niners, and the Rams. And what was the other boldest prediction that I said? The Rams will not make the playoffs. And guess what? I will be 110% right with that. The Rams are still a good team. They are still, I'm not saying great.
No,
they are a good team.
But if you look at that team.
Not making the playoffs.
No, but that's the thing, though. If you look at that team and you compare it with the defense the Niners ran out, that team has, it's different styles of quarterbacks.
Yes, agreed.
But that team has a lot more weapons than the Seahawks do.
Niners?
No, the Rams.
Okay, fine.
And they shut them down for the most part.
But Jared Goff looks like dog shit this year. He isn't even above average like he was the last 3 years that made them a playoff team and to win the NFC West. And this year, he sucks. And that's what's going to make them suck. The LA Rams are the Minnesota Vikings. You have the talent on wide receiver. You have the talent on running back. You have a little bit of talent on the offensive line, but it's the quarterback that is going to fuck you over. And that's the thing. That's the reason why Minnesota might make the playoffs, over the Rams, because of Dalvin Cook on Minnesota. And who the fuck do they have? Malcolm Brown?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
But yeah,
Rams are not doing it.
Well, no, but I still think Niners are better than the. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. Yes, by one game.
I still think the Niners will end up getting. And I think the win against the Rams is going to be
a big one
for them.
Well, the Seahawks already won against the Rams.
Yeah, but they're probably going to split their games between the two of them.
I don't believe it. I think both of them are going to sweep the Rams.
No, I mean the Seattle and
Seattle and San. Yeah, I agree on that.
Split the two between each other.
Each one will win at home. Each one will win at home. Okay. So then, I was all fired up and excited about playoff teams and maybe not playoff teams, and then I have to go to Tennessee and Denver. Tennessee is like, all right, do you remember when Peyton Manning was just a statistical quarterback in the regular season, and they didn't do shit in the playoffs? It was like in 2000 to 2003. He was Kevin Love. But do you remember those years when the Colts beat the shitty team? Or wait, how was it? How did it go? They beat the good teams, but they lost the shitty teams. Yeah. That is Tennessee.
That was the one year
that
with
is
the Packers
Marcus
too,
Mariota
during one of Favre's last years.
You're right.
Where they were beating the hell out of the good. But that's a lot of teams.
That's the Titans.
Well, no, it's not. A lot of teams.
That's the Titans.
And you see this a lot in hockey. Play up and down to their competition.
Agreed.
When you could kind of see it last night in the game between the Hawks and Edmonton, where when the Hawks were playing a worse team,
they went 3-0, 3-1.
When they were playing a worse team, they were kind of just like loafing around, just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But then they play a really good team, and they're like, okay, let's
fucking go.
Sometimes it takes that to like motivate you. I mean, I know it sure as an athlete, but I think that's like what, and I think that happens a lot in a lot of sports where when you play a really bad team, you're like, oh, I don't really have to try.
Yeah.
And then, like, the bad team beats you, and it's just like, oh, well.
And that's how I feel.
Just like, well, whatever. That's just like, whatever. I don't care. We'll beat the next team.
The Tennessee offense looked like the worst offense in the other than Miami. The worst offense in the league. Like,
I think a lot of that.
How do you get shut out?
Yeah.
Well,
two things. One, I think Denver's defense is a lot better than it.
Do you think they finally found themselves? Do you think Denver found themselves a little bit?
They're healthy. Callahan's back. Their other corners back. I think they might like.
Is Mariota done?
I don't know if he's done, but
is he done?
I don't know if he's done.
I think he is.
Not for good.
I think he's done.
He's done in Tennessee.
Yes, agreed.
Not for
I
good.
think he's done. He might go to Miami next year. And that's still going to be a shit show unless they have Tua Tunga, and then that's going to be a whole big fucking shit show. But Tennessee, how do you lose against Denver? I love Joe Flacco, but Joe Flacco beat you.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is the defense. I think some of it, too, is Denver getting into their run game a little bit more. Like, Lindsey is a really good back.
Yes,
and their backup is good too.
I mean, they have talent on the defense, and they don't have any wide receivers.
Emmanuel.
Whoop-de fucking do. What's he gonna do?
Emmanuel Sanders is good.
He's not that good. So, the next game I'm about to say. Let me tell you.
Jets.
Yeah, but I got something to tell you.
That I got the pick right?
No,
I randomly picked the Jets.
You did, but you were all on. All right, I don't want to say all, but you were on the Cowboys this year. Were you not?
Yeah.
Yes. Last year, I was on the Cowboys, and what happened?
That's just because the division was so bad. I figured someone has to win it. I mean, by default, one of the awful teams.
And the Cowboys lost 3 in a row after everybody said, "Go look at our tapes. Go look at 3 weeks ago." And when the Cowboys were 3-0, I said, nah, I don't believe in them. And now look, they are 3-3 with losses to home against the Saints, home against the Packers, and at the Jets. Let's go. Fuck you, Dak Prescott. You suck. And Zeke, you deserve better. And Amari Cooper was injured in the first quarter.
But, like, that whole, like, everything with the Cowboys is, like, so fucking weird because
they might go 8-8 to win the division.
Yeah.
This division is the worst division in the NFL. And I will say that in fuck all East Coast fucking biased pieces of shit.
I'd say in terms of
NFC East is the worst division in the NFL.
In terms of
worst
of actual team play, I'd say in terms of, like, competitiveness, the AFC East is worse because it's the Patriots and then
AFC East? Buffalo's good. You leave Buffalo alone.
No, they're good.
No, their defense is very good.
They are good, but they're like none of them seem to be like an actual threat. to the Patriots.
Because the Patriots are the Patriots. It's fucking Bill Belichick and fucking Tom Brady, of course. They just keep on doing it.
The
It is what it is.
NFC East is
Terrible.
easily the worst.
Terrible.
I think the AFC South is a little bad too.
The AFC South?
Yeah, because
I
aren't
feel like
the Titans in there.
Well,
And
yes,
the Jaguars.
but you got the Colts and you got the Texans.
The
I
Colts
believe-
are a fun story, but they shouldn't be like this.
All right, who would you rather take, the Texans and the Colts or the Eagles and the Cowboys?
I like Wentz. I'll take the Eagles.
No, I'll
their
take
defense.
Deshaun Watson. I will take that.
I'll take
Colts
the Eagles
defense.
and the Texans. I'll take one from each and make a better division.
No,
Make a better division.
Fuck.
We'll have Eagles, Houston. Who else? Eagles, Houston, Indy, and then you could have Dallas.
Fuck that. I got a question for
Yep.
you. Are the Chargers dead?
I think
Wha-
they're.
Like, I honestly want to cry.
I think there's.
Did
too
they
many
lose
things-
like what, 23-3 or something? Like
yeah, against
or 16
against the
and-
third string
against-
quarterback
the third
But-
string.
and
quarterback.
Connor who fucking went off,
Like it,
and Joseph Connor who went off.
24-17. Sorry.
I think
Eh,
like it's kind of confusing because ever since Gordon came back, they've just been like awful. Like they haven't been able to like run the offense like they were supposed to, and like they seem to be more in sync with Eckler. But like yeah, their defenses look bad. They're like
gonna
which is
finish
kind of
third place.
surprising because Casey Hayward and DeLon James are such amazing players
They are,
that like, and I'm still pissed that
And-
we
and-
let Casey Hayward go.
but like,
But
they're
I
not
just don't
doing
know.
Shit.
It could be partially.
I don't know what it is. Is it? The
I think
coach?
there's like a few things. One, I think it's partially. It might be kind of like we saw with Eli, the beginning of Rivers'
Demise.
decline. But also, I think one thing people don't put into account is the home field thing.
Thank
And
you.
that's why they're
I'm
one of my douches. Is
so-
the Charger fans.
So
Where-
glad
where-
you brought
where-
this up.
where-
I'm so glad you
When
brought
you're
this up.
at a home game,
Yeah.
you want to feel like everybody's on your side, kind of like the Packers do, the Bears do, the Seahawks do, the Saints do. But when you're the Chargers,
And what did they do,
Yeah,
Adam? What
they-
did they do?
they don't respond. They get blanketed out by the other team.
Not only that, but did you know what happened on Sunday night?
Did they boo him or something?
No, I mean yes, but no. They played. I forgot what song it is.
Oh yeah, they played one of the Steelers songs.
Thank you.
I
they
think that
played-
Black and Yellow song.
No, it wasn't. It was. I think it was an AC/DC song
Oh,
that they usually play right before the Steelers go out on the field.
Yeah.
And they played that song, and they didn't understand, and they fucked up.
Yeah.
Because LA doesn't care. They
That-
don't. And we've been yelling and screaming and wanting to strangle people because of this. LA does not deserve an NFL team.
or two.
Exactly. You are okay.
They
fine.
failed 3 times with LA Chiefs
With the Rams.
and the Raiders when
And
the Raiders were good.
Raiders. Exactly. And the Rams went to the Super Bowl. Do you? Oh my God.
But that's kind of my whole big problem with the whole Chargers there. I was saying this from the beginning. They should have put the Raiders in LA, back in LA, to make
the
everyone
Chargers
happy,
in
and the
Vegas.
Chargers in Vegas. Because then you could have an awesome stand for the Chargers in Vegas. That
But
wouldn't
here's
have been
the
too
thing.
big of a commute for San Diego to Vegas, and then they could have kept
The
some
same
of
with
their
San
fans.
Diego to LA, but still,
But
it's
no
like,
one wants to drive in LA.
No, nobody does.
No one wants to
Nobody
go drive to LA and then sit in like 10-hour long traffic.
We've been saying
to get
this
to a
for
game.
3 to 4 years, 5 years, that it was a terrible idea to even put one team in LA. One, because they don't.
And if I was
give
gonna
a
put one,
fuck.
and if I was
You
gonna put
give
a
a
one
fuck.
team, I would have put the Raiders
Right.
because that would have been the one that made sense.
Yes.
But no, they just chose the Rams, which I get. They have their history there, and the Chargers, which just is awful for them. But like,
And now they're killed.
yeah,
They're killed. All right.
both got Packers, right?
We both got the Packers, but I want to ask you, I want to ask you as an NFL fan. Adam,
Yep.
were those face mask penalties?
The first one, by the rule, could have been. Because the face mask rule is if you have your hand by the guy's neck, it's
by
considered
the chin guard.
It's considered
The
a
chin
face
guard
mask.
is part of the helmet.
Even if you have it for a little while, you have it by the throat, it's considered a face mask.
True.
So the first one was.
Yes.
The second one wasn't.
No, it was
But
not.
the thing about the second one,
It was not.
which was what people keep saying, like, cost the Lions the game. I have a complaint against that because that did not cost them the game.
Agreed.
Because say that it was a sack, whatever, 4th down. The Packers kicked the field goal.
And you got a minute 15 left. You got a minute 15 left. Yeah.
Stafford has a minute 15 left.
No timeouts.
No timeouts. And the second hit, from the start of the second half, the Packers defense stopped the Lions completely. The Lions had 64 yards that whole second half. So people are saying, like, the refs handed them the game. No, the Lions started off 13-0, which should have been 14 or 21-0.
Hey, I agree. It should have been 17-0 or 21-0.
But instead of scoring,
we stopped them on 4th and goal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's kind of
3rd and goal.
It's kind of my and then we went around and scored a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of my complaint with the Bears Eagles last year, where people were blaming Parkey for the loss. If you want to win, you score touchdowns, not field goals. And I've said this even since the Hail Mary thing.
Yes.
You do not allow yourself to be put in a position where a referee can cost you the game. If you want to win, do what's expected of you.
Do the Bill Belichick.
When you were up 13-0, you keep going, and the Lions didn't. They let the Packers back in, and the Packers won. Exactly. And those calls were bad. The pass interference that wasn't called was
that
was bad too. That one I could have seen why they didn't call it, because at the last second, like, what you're trained as a quarter is to look back for the ball, and he was on him, but he went like he was making a play for the ball. So in game
made it look like
in game time, that's hard to call because you don't know.
But in slow motion, okay, we get it.
But they don't have slow motion. In the Lions, they have timeouts to challenge.
No. So you're right. You are right. When it all comes down to it, there was a minute 15 left with the Packers lead by 1, and we don't know. We do not know if Stafford could have gone downfield to get 50, 60, 70 yards to get a game-winning field goal.
Prater was hitting like 60 yards.
Oh, yeah, because Prater's a beast. Prater's one of the best kickers in football. But you don't know, and that's why you're right. When you're up by 13-0, you go for the throat. You fucking kill right there, like Bill Belichick and the Patriots do, and you win right there. You go for the touchdown. If not, then, boy, you're going to be ready for a shitload of shit later on in the game.
No, but that's also like, because I was talking to a few people at work about it, that in that second half, like I said, they held the Lions to 64 yards and 2 field goals.
Yes.
But the first half, and it was only really 2 big plays.
Yeah.
It was the flea flicker and the play action pass where the safety
first 2 drives.
Where the safety bit on both of them.
Right.
And that was a big thing because Savage being out, we had a less experienced safety in there.
We did.
But also, like, after those 2 drives, we were getting sacks. Like, they didn't force turnovers, but, like, whatever.
Both Smiths had a combined of 2.5 sacks.
And they have Preston has 7, Za'Darius has 6, and they're both rated in the top 5 of sacks so far this year.
A lot better than the other 2 of last
Clay
year.
and Nick Perry. Nick Perry still hasn't been signed. I kind of feel bad, but I liked him. Like Nick Perry.
I'm surprised he wasn't signed to a practice squad.
He can't be signed to a practice squad because he's been in the league too long and had bigger contracts.
Well, I'm really surprised that he's not even a bench player or even a kickoff guy.
Like he was.
Nick Perry was okay, but he was not good the last.
He was okay. The problem with him was when Clay started to decline, and the double team started shifting to Nick Perry instead. He couldn't
he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough to get through it.
When he was doing like the one-on-one blockers, he was blowing past people because he was fast and he was strong. Yeah. But once all the attention started going to him, he couldn't do anything, and that's kind of what's helping these two linebackers with the Packers, even with Fackrell, who has 2 or 3 sacks, is now they're not double teaming anyone because they don't know who's coming or where it's coming from, which is why I like Patton's scheme. Like, because they don't really, because even that one drive where the Lions end up getting a field goal, like Tramon Williams or Amos, I forgot which one it was, like had Stafford like laid out because they called that late safety blitz.
It goes Amos.
Yeah, and like induct him, and like that's why I'm like what I've been saying. Packers, their whole thing was to get in the playoffs and be successful in the playoffs. They need to have at least a top 10 defense, and now they have them.
They do. They do
And
now.
their offense is slowly looking better. This week was a little hard because they didn't have Devontae. Allison got a scary injury, but then Lazard had a huge game.
Yes.
And like I was texting you and Kyle, like I think that could be like a good trio of receivers: Devontae,
It can.
MGS, and Lazard.
It can.
Like they still need like a
They
proven
need a
person.
lot of time
But I
with
also
each other,
but I
they
also
can.
think once Jace comes back from injury, their tight end will be a little better because Tanyan was out too and he was making plays the week before.
Mhm.
So I think the receiver core will look better. The run game looks a lot better with both Williams and Aaron Jones in it. And Devontae Adams had a funny tweet where he said, we have the best 1-2 combo of running backs in the league. If you think I'm lying, you're on meth.
I love it. I fucking love it. All right. With that said, we have the picks for next week, and it starts on Thursday Night Football. I already got all my picks in. Kansas City at Denver.
Kansas will win. They'll bounce
Kansas
back.
City. They cannot lose 3 in a row. They
I mean, they
cannot.
can, but they probably won't.
I have Kansas City
Yeah.
too. I got the Chiefs. Oakland at Green Bay.
Packers.
I got the Packers too.
And Green Bay is a big difference, but I think they're not going to fuck up like the Bears did.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Not even close. The Rams at Atlanta.
Rams, because they're playing a
I
way
agree.
worse team.
Yes,
The Rams aren't good, but they're a lot better than Atlanta.
Falcons suck. I have the Rams also. Miami at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. I have Buffalo too. Jacksonville at Cincinnati.
Should be the Jaguars, but I say Cincinnati.
I do too. I feel like this is the first win for Cincinnati. They just traded Jalen Ramsey tonight to the Rams. And I feel like Cincinnati will have just enough to beat this really mediocre Jacksonville team. Minnesota at Detroit.
Detroit. Because it's in Detroit.
I understand
Otherwise,
that.
I'd pick Minnesota.
I understand that, but I feel like this is the downward spiral that the Lions usually get every year, and it started it really started 2 weeks ago when they lost to Kansas City when they were
Kind of
supposed to be
started with
Kansas
the
City,
tie when they let
which is in
Arizona.
week 1, but
Well,
then
they
they
let
went 2-0-1.
Yeah.
So, but no, this is the continuation of just bad luck.
Like, if it was in Minnesota, I'd definitely pick the Vikings. But just the fact that it is in Detroit, I kind of feel like they'll want to show up a little bit more and like prove that last.
I think Minnesota's defense is going to be good enough. Minnesota over Detroit. You got Detroit. I got Minnesota. Houston at Indianapolis.
Houston.
I have Indianapolis. I feel like after a great win like Houston just had, they're going to have a letdown game. Indiana's got a good enough defense to stop Houston or to contain them. And Jacoby Brissett and Marlon Mack have enough to win in Indianapolis.
I don't know, but wouldn't you say the letdown should have happened after they fucking blew 53 points on the team before?
No, it was against Atlanta.
Yeah,
Atlanta
yeah, I
sucks.
know. But, like, if a letdown was going to happen, wouldn't it have happened after they almost put up 60 on the team?
Facing a really good team in Kansas City, and now it's like, oh, Indiana. Even though it's a fucking...
But is Kansas City, like, defensively, they're not.
No, they're not. Yeah, you're right. They're not.
And if Mahomes really is this hurt, that offense will be slowed down if he can't move around like he's used to.
But wait, you had Houston or Indiana?
Houston.
That's right. No, I don't know why I put down Indiana. All right. You got Houston, I got Indiana. Arizona at the Giants.
Probably the Giants.
I have the Arizona Cardinals. God only knows how that game's going to go. Frisco at Washington.
San Fran.
Yeah, I feel
They're
like
gonna
that.
kill them.
They're going to go 7-0. Or no, 6-0? 5-0? Wait, they're 5-0 now?
Yeah.
Because they had the bye week, so they'll be 6-0. Chargers at Tennessee. Two really, really underachieving teams.
I'll just say Tennessee just because it'll be funny.
I have the
Just
Chargers.
because it'll be funny if they lose.
And it probably will be, but I got the Chargers. God, we're all going to lose this one. New Orleans at Chicago.
Saints.
Yep. Who dat? New Orleans is even with Teddy Bridgewater. This team
I think
is,
Breeze is playing. There's
he is not yet.
I thought
He
they
is
said he
not.
was gonna.
He might.
But-
you might be right, but I
but-
don't know.
I think
Doesn't
that
matter.
defense will stop whatever the fuck the Bears offense thinks it does, and I don't think they're without Hicks. I don't think they're gonna have an answer for Kamara. I think the Saints
I
get it
agree.
easy.
So the next game is your MVP coming to my MVP's house. That is your Lamar Jackson from the Baltimore Ravens against my Russell Wilson of the Seattle Bitch Pigeons. I mean Seahawks.
Baltimore.
Seattle. And that's how. And whoever wins this game is gonna win the MVP. And it's gonna be
Washington's
Seattle.
a tie.
If it's a tie, I'm gonna cry. Right. And then we got the two most disappointing teams in the NFL, especially in the NFC. Philadelphia, Dallas. Somebody's got to win.
Not necessarily.
Are you going for what I think?
Sure, tie. Fucking tie.
Are you sure you want to do this?
This seems like the most logical game to happen. Of all the games, this seems like the most would make the most sense that it would end in a tie.
Okay, we're going with a tie. I'll even give you an extra point on this if it is a tie. I got Philadelphia because Dallas, I think, is just a goddamn train wreck. Amari Cooper is out. I don't know for how long. Philadelphia, they got two defensive players coming back. I think Philadelphia will win this game. Carson Wentz over Dak Prescott. Then we got Monday Night Football. The Patriots going to now the returning Darnold's Jets.
Jets.
I do too. We both have the Jets. You heard it here first. The first loss of Tom Brady this year will be the Jets. Darnold. That's who.
I think Jets defense, will be
I
the
agree.
first one to give a test real. So far, the Patriots haven't played shit.
Agreed.
The Buffalo was the only good team they really played.
Agreed.
And that they got lucky to win that because Allen got hurt.
Yeah.
Allen had 2 interceptions, but I believe Allen would have a better chance of leading them back than whoever the fuck their backup is. I think the Jets defense, especially with Mosley and their 2 safeties and Marcus May and who's the other one? The one that Bears should have drafted. Who was it? I'm trying to think.
Most of this.
No, he's a linebacker.
Who are you talking about?
Safety for the Jets. That's Marcus May, and
Oh, Jesus.
I know, and he's really good too. I'll figure it out.
And
But-
then we're going to go somewhere that I don't want to go, but I'm too drunk to know, and that's how we're going to go.
Jamal Adams.
He's a beast.
That's
Jamal Adams,
honestly that's who I
fucking
thought
beast.
the Bears were trading up for in that draft.
For Jamal Adams.
Yeah, or
He's a
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
But then they took
But
Mitch,
then they
and I left.
And,
And I
then-
did-
and
and
now
I-
we're still
And I haven't
laughing.
stopped laughing since. You
Oh.
thought he was going to be good.
I did.
You
And I
thought
really
he was going to
thought
be
this
good.
was a make or break year for him, and he is breaking.
You thought he was going to be good.
It sucks. I want to cry.
Just like you thought
I
Trevor
don't want to
Lawrence
cry.
would be
'cause I'm
good for you.
fat. Yeah, I might have to change the offensive scheme on that team.
You might have to change a lot of things. Put Joe Flacco back in.
I still have him.
I think so, because no one else would have signed him.
I might start him. Fuck it. Okay, I'm gonna go there. I am. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna take my glasses off and I'm gonna go there. We're going for somewhere that I haven't gone, and we haven't gone in a little bit, and we're gonna go not deep into it, but just enough so I can get my douche of the week. You know, I have a lot of douches of the week. A lot. I'm like, what's her name? Oprah Winfrey. You get a douche, and 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 you
That
get a
means
douche.
something else if you're handing them out to people.
Well,
that means something way different.
they should go like this and have a big pile of shit in their hand because that's what they deserve. And I'm gonna go there because it really upset me today. So, there's a story going around, and we're gonna do our NBA our predictions next week. About this whole China and Hong Kong bullshit.
That the players think they can make more over there or something like that.
No. Apparently there's like communism going. I'm too drunk to even know.
There's definitely
And-
communism
and-
over there.
yeah, there's a lot of
definitely
communism
communism.
and a lot of bullshit going on. So,
Yeah.
the Houston Rockets GM tweeted Hong Kong for freedom. You know, we stand with Hong Kong. You know, fight for freedom. We stand with Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And China's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And
reasonable
and
response.
Adam Silver is like, yo, bitch, hold up. In America, we got freedom of speech, which, if you really want to go there, we have a lot of problems with freedom of speech in this fucking country.
That's because it doesn't.
But we're
it
not going to
doesn't-
go there.
It doesn't mean what people think it means.
Agreed.
Like people don't understand what
Agreed.
that actually. Like yes, you could say whatever you want, but if you say something insane enough, you can also be punished for a long time for saying whatever
Agreed.
you want.
Agreed. So, anyways,
Like, you
Adam
can't say bomb on
Silver.
a plane.
Adam Silver, exactly. You can't say bomb on a plane. But Adam Silver is like, hold up, bitch. China, shut the fuck up. We got freedom of speech. You don't. We can say whatever we want, even in tweeting.
Yeah.
So, you know what Hong Kong said? Or you know what China said? All of your preseason games and G League games are canceled, and our $5 billion contract is terminated. So you know what the NBA said?
Fuck.
I'm sorry. You're right. Marie was wrong. Okay, cool. I'm sorry. Which was already a huge problem because you know what that means? Money.
Well,
Money.
Yeah.
Money means more than pride and thinking.
Yeah.
And we already know that in
But-
this world.
But that's also kind of like something with the other thing you're going to be angry about with WWE is that's one thing.
Yes, it is.
One thing. No matter how he feels about like anything else the other countries do, Vince understands. You don't fuck with another country that's gonna offer you millions or billions of dollars just to sell
And
your
they're
product.
stupid. We're gonna get to that.
Just to sell your
They're
product.
stupid.
And that's what
They're stupid.
That's what NBA did originally. Like, yeah, I get the comment, but you also have to think about where most of your jerseys sell
Hold on.
is in China.
But wait!
Even though it's mostly
There's more!
knockoff jerseys.
Because guess what? Alright, fine. That whole thing of NBA selling out
Yeah.
to the devil, again, fine and great. We understand money wins all. Got it. But guess who had to have a word?
but
Guess. Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Taco Tuesday is my thing.
LeBron James, for probably the 20th time since we've had the show, you are my co-douche of the week. You are a fucking bitch. You are a fucking bitch. Because there were all these reporters. Reporters do what they do. They're supposed to ask questions. And of course they're going to ask questions about this whole Adam Silver and Hong Kong and China and all this shit. And you know what 99.99999% of the players in the NBA said when they were asked, what do you feel about this whole Hong Kong and China shit? You know what they said? No comment, no comment, no comment. Even James Harden and Russell Westbrook, who are on The Houston Rockets were like, nope, we're not going there.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron fucking bitch James had to open his big bitch mouth. And he had to say that Morey is uneducated with a possibility of making shit go down in China. Guess what happened today, Adam?
Shit went down.
And guess who? Yes, you're right. And guess why it went down in China?
Because everyone's stupid.
No, because of LeBron bitch. James had to open his big bitch mouth. Because of what he said yesterday about Morey's tweets and all this fucking bullshit, all of the protesters for Hong Kong were burning LeBron James jerseys and chanting.
That's happened before.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And we're chanting Morey is right or some bullshit and fight for freedom, freedom is Morey and Hong Kong lives and all that, whatever the fuck they're doing. But they literally protested and went on a riot. They went on a riot because of LeBron bitch James and his big bitch mouth. This is why, LeBron, you need to shut the fuck up and dribble your fucking basketball.
I think it was stupid for him to kind of say something that he's not really involved with. But also, like, if the interviewers are asking you questions,
then you need to say no comment.
And you do that thing.
You have been trained.
Well, no. But what happens in the NFL when you say no comment? $100,000 fine. You have to talk.
This is about a fucking world.
Yeah, it's about a world. Yeah,
thing.
And he thinks he's
and James Harden and Russell Westbrook and all the other players.
But I think
like,
also
no, I'm not going there.
But I also think.
And then
but I also think the reason Russell Westbrook and Harden didn't say anything was because it is their team. And if they said something like that,
all the other players, even all I've been watching The Jump on ESPN at 3 o'clock in the afternoon almost every fucking day, and I've seen people of fucking David Robinson and Richard Jefferson and all these fucking amazing
Richard Jefferson still plays?
No, they're talking.
Oh, I was gonna say, what the fuck?
David Johnson doesn't either.
I was gonna say, what the fuck?
David Robinson.
I was gonna say, what the fuck happened?
But no, they're all like, we just want to play and we just want our teams to play in China and no comment. And that's what you're supposed to say. But he doesn't know what to say because he's an idiot. I hate LeBron James. I hate him. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. You need to shut the fuck up.
Or if you're even gonna say something, like you gotta say something like this, where this is a sensitive topic. I could see why both sides are having the reactions they're having. It's an unfortunate circumstance that we potentially lost sponsorship dollars and they want to pull our D-League games. But I understand why they reacted how they did, why this owner reacted like he did. But this isn't something that involves me. So I understand. I have fans over there that want to buy my jerseys, which I still support.
And they're being burned because you're an idiot!
But at this moment, it's not really my business, so I can't say it. But, I get it. LeBron always wants to, say something.
I'm about to tweet him right now that he's a fucking bitch! Because he is! And you know what the worst part is?
Do you know what the word was on the Cavs?
You know what the word? Yes,
LeBitch.
LeBitch James. But you know what the worst part is? And I'm gonna call this right now. We are in October 15th, going into the 16th.
Well, it's
October
the 16th now.
2019. I guarantee you. In how old is he? 32, 33?
33.
I guarantee you. In 20 years, he is going to run for president for the United States of America.
Not if The Rock wins it first.
I wish. I hope. I really hope.
I don't know if The Rock can, isn't he? Doesn't he born in Hawaii?
It doesn't matter because never mind. We're not going to go.
I mean, like, oh yeah, Hawaii's still in America.
Yes.
I forget that sometimes.
Yes. But no.
Because they're not connected
Look,
to us.
bitch James, I would put my life savings on that he will run for the presidency of America.
I want Arnold to run.
I would love that.
I want
Hilarious. But I guarantee you that he will at least run because he keeps on opening his mouth. He keeps on thinking he's a politician. He keeps on thinking, I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. And he needs to shut the fuck up. And he is one of my douches of the week. And now, because of how enraged I am, let's just go straight into it. Going to WWE, because this is a goddamn fucking shit show. SmackDown was fucking terrible. I am shit. Better shit than SmackDown. I have shit better shits than Raw. A baby can do more better producing than they have these two.
Then like I texted you, then stop watching. But you won't. Like, that's the thing. Like, people will say it's awful and say it's the worst thing they've ever seen, but they won't stop watching. Like, that's the whole thing.
I stopped watching WWE for like 5 years.
But even that, even if you stop watching, 4 million people, 3 million people still watch. So no matter what, if 1 or 2 or like even 100 stop watching, there's still a couple million more that go to shows, that see the events, that watch the show, or that even just record it and don't watch it, but it's recorded so it still counts.
Their ratings have been going down, and yes, they spiked because of this whole season premiere, because of SummerSlam, and of course, every WrestleMania they spike. But other than that, they decrease, and it's not going to change. And it's not going to, and you know what? You're right. Fine. You're right. They still go to shows, but yet again, they don't sell out shows anymore. And that's what the problem was right after WrestleMania when all the McMahons and Triple H came out and said, we're going to do what the fans want. We're going to do what the fans want. How long did that?
Triple H actually didn't come out.
You're right.
Triple H was just
Shane,
NXT.
Stephanie, and Vince.
Yeah.
And that lasted how long? 3 weeks?
Like
Not
a month
even.
or two.
Not exactly. Exactly. And now they're going. And you know what? And I have so many problems with this Fox thing. You know what? I saw it coming. I saw it coming. And Fox, because Fox wants to be very involved with the WWE.
Which they should. They paid $10 billion for it. They should be involved. If you're giving that much money
It
to
looks
someone,
hokey as fuck. Have you seen these draft rooms? Are you?
that was
are you
WWE's
kidding?
idea.
Are you kidding?
That was WWE's idea.
the Fox robot. Like,
That-
are we watching?
That was WWE's idea, not Fox or USA. That was the WWE thought it would be funny.
Vince thought it was funny, not WWE. Vince.
And it was kind of funny for a little
No,
while.
it was fucking.
I like the
God
luchador and the Raw with the USA.
Oh, the Ultimate Warrior guy, the super fan
You
Ultimate
know why
Warrior
they did
guy.
that?
Why?
To make fun of AEW's luchador announcer.
Okay, I kind of get that. Because the luchador announcer is kind of weird. That is kind of weird. You're right. But still,
But even like the robot thing, like the only reason that fucking robot's there is because he's on everything. Like he's on all the commercials, even for the fucking Simpsons, for Family Guy. Like
I understand, but why? And then I'm sorry, but first off, the SmackDown picks, they tweeted out a list.
no, that was all picks. That was Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, but it was before
I know, but that was
SmackDown.
No, but that was even
and
before Raw.
it was in order of what Stephanie was saying.
So was Raw. It was the same thing. It was both tweeted out.
It was terrible.
But
it's predictable.
But even that, like, that's not 100% their fault. My whole thing with like why people are like disinterested in wrestling now is I blame kind of what I've been blaming for the past like 4 or 5 years, the internet. Because if it wasn't spoilers saying this happens tonight, oh, I heard this person's coming back tonight. Oh, I heard this person wins the title tonight. Oh, I heard this happens tonight. I heard this happens tonight. And then it happens, and
that's
then
the
it
day and age we live in.
Well, no, and then it happens, and you're like, oh, I wanted that to happen, but I'm not happy that happened.
But that's the day and age we live in.
Yeah, I know. But
so you're telling me the WWE is the Chicago Bears because they are not playing modernized football. They are trying to play 90s football.
They actually are.
And it's not working.
No, they actually are playing it because if you look at the Twitters that they use, that all the superstars use, that the superstars don't actually tweet this stuff. It's their writers tweeting it.
Well, that's Bray Wyatt.
No, Bray isn't actually tweeting it.
Oh.
It's their writers that are tweeting it because they know how to like carry on storylines through it, and like they're using it like that. But that's what I mean. Like that's why SmackDown stopped being taped for a while. Because people kept saying spoilers, and they got sick of it.
So then they started doing live on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, but then, like, you can't help that leaks happen. And
generally
when leaks happen, they happen for a reason because that's what was on the script and that's what's going to happen.
Everybody and their mother, even Dave Metzler was like, yo, Wyatt is winning at Hell in a Cell. They're ready to give him the title and let him be the main guy. And then they shit the fucking bed and diarrhea all over the fucking sheets and piss and vomit and disgusting blood and anything else all over the floor and the ceiling and the walls. And they just destroyed everything. And they did it again. And again.
I mean,
and again.
Like, yeah, the draft was stupid.
It was terrible.
But
they've had better drafts in the past. They have
really.
had. No, they have. They have. They have not had. Oh, I'm from the USA Network.
That's what.
Oh.
Yeah, and no, then said they had Ric Flair come out. Woo!
They still do. They're still doing this with him and Hulk Hogan, and it's stupid.
But he's not on every. But he's not on every week, and he's not making picks like he was 10 years ago. Like, and that was stupid. Like Ric Flair, like every pick was woo Brock Lesnar, woo Ric Flair, woo Roman Reigns, woo.
That's how it is now.
And like the picks happen because number one,
it's predictable.
Well, no,
everything
number one,
predictable.
Fox wanted Seth and Becky.
Daniel Bryan's on SmackDown. When was the last time you heard that from? Since fucking November, bitch! That's what!
How about Orton on Raw?
Whoop they fucking do! They're not gonna do shit with him!
What do you want them to do with him? If he won, I guarantee you'd be like, oh, he's champion again.
No! I was cool with him a champion.
If he won the title tomorrow, you'd be like, oh, Randy's a champion again.
At least not Lesnar or Cain Velasquez.
Well, he can't fight for that title because he's on Raw. Raw's the Universal title.
Motherfucker. Goddamn shit.
No, but...
they are killing their characters!
And even, like, yeah, I didn't mind the draft as much just because the people who ended up on Raw, the minor ones, were the ones Heyman really wanted to push, which are Buddy Murphy, Alistair, and Andrade.
When are they going to get pushed? 5 years from now?
Buddy's supposed to win the U.S. title at one of the next pay-per-views.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I don't believe it.
And
I don't believe it. I don't believe anything until I see it now.
Or until you read a spoiler that says it.
Until
you read a spoiler that says it.
Starts doing what's right. I'm not going to believe it. I'm not.
But you're still going to watch it.
I'll skim through it.
That's still watching it.
Well, I got to do it for the show.
that's still watching.
I gotta do it for the show.
Even if we didn't have this, you'd still record it and you'd still watch it.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
No,
you would.
shut up. No, I won't.
Yeah, you would.
No.
And you know how I know you would?
Why?
Because you just spent $60 or $70 on their game too.
I have not yet. I have
you
not.
Will, you will though. You will. And that's kind of my thing I had with all of my friends. That say like, kind of like when they were saying they were so disgusted with how football is now, but you still watch.
Agreed.
Like,
Agreed.
like how
Agreed.
disgusted can you really be with something if you're still willing to watch it?
It's
Like, yeah, you cancel the network and all.
it's like a
But-
car crash.
but
yes, I have.
No,
I have
wait,
still unsubscribed of WWE Network.
No, but say, okay, you did.
Yes.
But say one day I say, oh, I'll come over and you can use my account to watch Survivor Series. Like, oh, okay. Okay.
Well, maybe for Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, but that's about it.
But
SummerSlam.
you know you'd, or
And
even the
everyone-
minor people, you'd still be like,
Nope.
okay, let's watch.
No, because I work Sunday nights and I'd rather make money than watch some fucking bullshit like what they did at. I was even contemplating. I was honestly even contemplating to take off Sunday for Hell in a Cell, and thank the Lord I did not, because I would have punched a fucking hole in every wall in my goddamn house if I missed money because of that fucking
It's
event.
kind of like I told.
I don't
It's
believe
kind of
it.
like I told my cousin. I wouldn't have minded the ending as much if the rest of the show was better. If the rest of the card was better and had better things, and then that was the ending, I would have been disappointed, but then I would be like, he still got up, he still fucked them up, whatever. The rivalry will continue. We'll see something else. But the fact that the whole card was bad, and then it kind of ended with that match, where, like, that was kind of thing too, that people thought Sasha was going to win. And then they kept back.
I would have
and
rather
then-
had Becky and Sasha be the main event and that match be the opener. That's what should have happened.
They wouldn't have done that.
Well, yeah,
that would've-
because then the crowd would have taken over and destroyed the
no,
whole
they wouldn't have done
pay-per-view.
that because that
They
would've-
would have,
no,
though.
No,
They would have.
no, because that would have killed it worse than the ending did. If you put Bray Wyatt and Seth first match,
But then
that
with
would
the
have destroyed.
disqualification. Yeah, you're right.
That would
because
have destroyed
everybody
them. No, that would have destroyed the two of them worse than the match ending did. If you put that match first, like that match had to be the main event.
All right.
And yeah, it ended stupid, but
Riddle
it's
me this,
continuing.
Joker.
And
Riddle me this.
Mm.
How did Andrade and oh my god, I can't. Vega Zelina
Yeah.
get drafted together, but Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross did not?
they did. Alexa,
No, they were
they
not.
just got traded together to SmackDown
But when they were
because they're
drafted,
not because
when they
they're
were drafted, they were individuals.
because Zelina is a manager. Nikki and Alexa are wrestlers.
Okay. Well, then why not? Well, they're tag teams. So
That's why
didn't
Sammy and Shinsuke got drafted together. Because Sammy is Shinsuke's manager.
But
Zelina is Andrade's
they're a
manager.
tag team, and all
And
tag
also,
teams.
you want to know why it
All
happened?
tag teams.
Wait, shush. It happened because Alistair got drafted to Raw. Alistair is married to Zelina.
No, I know that.
So Zelina goes
But
with Andrade.
Why did they draft separately Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross when they were just the women's tag team champions?
Because
Are
I
they
think
still
no,
looked
I,
at
I-
as singles wrestlers?
I think they are because I think Alexa, especially now that she's on SmackDown, I think will move more towards. I mean, they'll tag a little bit more, but I think they're both going to go a little more singles.
So riddle me this again. There was a backstage segment on Raw
hmm
with the OC
Yep.
and the Street Profits.
Yep.
And the OC beat the fuck out of the Street Profits.
Yep.
And then you saw a little thing on the bottom that says, up next or later on, OC versus Street Profits with a mystery opponent, which was probably Braun Strowman.
No, it's going to be Cedric.
Okay. Why was that advertised but never came on?
Same reason they had the fucked up graphics 2 weeks ago. They advertised something that wasn't supposed to be advertised because it's actually supposed to be for next week's show. So they fucked up in the graphics department. where that match is actually supposed
It's
to be on
looking
next
like
Raw.
they're fucking up a lot in the products.
Again, but you're still gonna watch. Well, no, the graphics.
Am I gonna watch? Because I have not watched a full Monday Night Raw or SmackDown.
I mean, no one really has, but it's still recorded, and that's the thing. It's still recorded, and as long as it's recorded, and as long as you press play, even if it's for a second to fast forward through everything, it still counts.
I have not watched it yet because I watched YouTube videos.
But that's still views for them because it's basically their channel.
My cat can come up with better production and storylines than Vince McMahon can.
Vince will be in XFL in a while.
You know the draft was today?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw some of the players.
Cardell Jones was picked.
But not Kaepernick.
You're right.
Or Johnny Football.
You're right.
I wanted Johnny Football to get taken or at least be a coach. I love Johnny Manziel to be teaching the next generation of quarterbacks.
Let me get another beer, and then I'm going to have some positives.
But like,
I'm going to have some positives. I'm going to come up. I'm going to get another beer.
But
and that's come up with some positives.
And that's one thing too. Like, if you actually like watch like the Raw, the people who were drafted that were Heyman's picks, no, both had wins and both looked dominant in their wins. And Buddy Murphy and Alistair and Andrade. They all had matches, they all had wins, and they all basically, because those are who Heyman views as like the future of. Even she doesn't believe in you.
Thanks.
She's like, I saw your picks last week. Leave me out of this. But no, and Buddy has been someone Heyman's wanted for a while. But he's been on SmackDown because the cruiserweight thing, and same with Alistair because Alistair is different. And reminds him of like ECW shit, but like I think all three of them, all three of them are going to be in Money in the Bank. I think.
I don't.
Because they're his picks.
It's not going to matter because Lesnar's going to win Money in the Bank again.
They'll be champions.
No, fine. Kofi will win Money in the Bank.
They're not giving Kofi another fucking title. This was Kofi's 15 minutes of fame. He's back to being a mid card.
Kofi's going to win Money.
He's back to being a mid card.
Fine. Ric Flair's going to win Money in the Bank.
Kevin Owens.
No. Because you know why? Because their fans love him. So I am going to try to find some kind of positive shit in Raw and SmackDown, and I think I did. The Viking Raiders won the tag team titles.
Yep.
That was nice.
Revival got to stay with their tag titles on SmackDown.
As they should.
I think one interesting thing, and I like that they're going this way with it, is like they had the list of free agents. I like that Authors of Pain are still a free agent.
Why?
Because the way, if you watch their promos, the way their promos come out is they're saying like that they were both professional fighters, but they were deemed like too violent for fighting. They were too violent for this. And then they said on that last one, oh, we're not surprised we weren't drafted. Because the WWE Raw executives and SmackDown executives are too afraid of what we're going to do to their roster when they put us on their show.
And then they'll get buried.
They're going to be the SmackDown Tag Champs. They'll be Revival.
They're going to get buried.
They'll be the Revival.
They're never going to come. Because that's what they do. All they are cock teasers. That's what all Raw and SmackDown is. They're cock teasers. I don't believe in them until I see it.
But you'll still watch it. So you could see it, potentially. Yeah, you will.
I'll read the spoilers first.
There aren't spoilers for a live show.
I'll read the results because I work Mondays and Fridays, so I'll just read the results. It's okay.
But you'll still record it in case something happens that you want to see.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, you will, because that's what everyone does.
But I'm not going to subscribe to the WWE Right Network anymore. And you know what? I am going to say something awesome. At least AEW gives good talent opportunities. Because the Young Bucks lost to VIP.
No.
Or what's their name?
Private
Party.
See, you don't even know who the fuck they are.
Hey, I'm still learning them. And I am a fan of Alan Darby. And I am a fan of.
Are you going to be a fan of them both losing? Because that's what's going to happen.
No, I know, because Jericho's going to beat him next week.
And because
Because they got Jericho and Cody
Lucha
Rhodes.
Brothers are going to
But you know what?
the private
Alan Darby is going to be that lovable underdog that I really hope that AEW gets a mid-card title. I hope
they
get
will
a mid-card.
eventually.
They
They'll
will.
get a
They will.
TV title.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like
I
what
agree.
I was texting earlier. Like, say AEW like fuck something up that you're not happy with. You're like, oh, the cons
No.
fucked them over again.
No,
the cons.
Not yet.
The cons.
Not yet. No, because you had so many things in the last 3 to 4 years. Probably even
But
longer.
even before, like when we were younger, we were watching wrestling. You were complaining about Vince.
Well, I was smart then.
But seriously, if AEW fucks something up or New Japan fucks something up, oh, that owner fucked them over again.
No, but you had okay.
Because, like you said earlier, like with the NBA, it's all about money, and that's what Vince knows: making money. And
We're
that's
gonna
the
do a
most
math
important
problem.
thing.
We're gonna do a math problem right now. We're gonna do a math problem. So, Firefly Funhouse equals money because it is the top segment for the past 2.5 months on Raw and SmackDown because that's when they had their wild card fucking bullshit rule,
Well,
right?
no, that was
Right?
actually before
Right?
Bray appeared when it was appearing on both.
But
Because once he appeared, once he
Funhouse.
appeared, it started going just on Raw because that's where he was.
But the Firefly Funhouse was top segment on Raw. Fine. Go with Raw. Fine. I don't care. Then you have Bray Wyatt, who is your most trending superstar who has been around forever
Not really.
in
It's been around like
5,
5 or 6 years.
7 years.
Less than that. It's been around 6
When
years.
did the Wyatt family get buried by Rock?
It wasn't the Wyatt
When did the
family.
Wyatt family get
No,
buried
it
by
wasn't.
The Rock?
He was before the Wyatt family.
I
Because he
understand
was
that.
Husky Harris, so he's been around for like 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fine. So he's been around for a while. He's a third generation superstar. Or second generation
Third.
superstar. Third?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because IRS is
Wyndham's.
second, and then before that is his.
The
Okay,
Wyndham's.
fine. So he's a third generation superstar who is the hottest commodity in WWE with the hottest segment on your hottest show at the time.
I mean,
You
NXT.
put him in a main
I mean,
event,
NXT.
fine, I don't care. But on television at the time. And then you put him against Seth Rollins, who is and was one of the hottest baby faces in the company. All right, cool. So you're thinking, great, Wyatt will be a great heel, Rollins will be a great face. Yes, they're liking the Firefly Funhouse, but maybe because they love Rollins so much and he's not Roman Reigns at the time. So it'll work. But it didn't. And then Vince came up with the worst ending of a pay-per-view in many, many years. Many years. So then you still have one of the hottest segments on TV on the WWE network.
I think the last year's Hell in a Cell ending was just as bad.
Yes, I
With
agree.
the Brock
Oh, no,
Lesnar
I
and
agree.
Wade Barrett.
Oh, I agree. That's one of the reasons why I'm just so fucking fed up. So with that, with that ending, you still have. I'm laughing now because I'm going crazy because I'm going to be in the Firefly Funhouse soon. With that, you have Rollins now being booed out of the fucking arena. Everywhere. At Monday Night Raw, in the dark match, everywhere. So now you have your prize, your money maker, babyface champion being booed every night because of who he's supposed to be facing as the heel, who is being cheered every night, who is giving you all the money because of all the segments, all the Firefly Funhouse t-shirts and all that shit. Do you know how much?
There really aren't t-shirts yet.
Thank you, Biggs. Thank you.
There aren't
Right.
T-shirts yet.
But
there's
do you
one,
know
but it's not
how
Funhouse.
fucking fast those Firefly Funhouse fucking boxes or packages went flying off the fucking WWE network that it sold out in record time? Money. And then you're burying them. You're burying them on Monday Night Raw. You're taking it away. You're taking money away. And yes, you know why? Because Vince McMahon doesn't give a fuck about that money. That was an awesome catch. Because you have Cain Velasquez and Tyson Fury and all the money from SmackDown on Fox and all the money of all the fucking Saudi Arabia bull fucking shit that they don't give a fuck about what the American fucking fans give a fuck about. Because if they did, Rusev would have been champion a year ago.
Rusev wasn't over enough to be champion.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
And now his wife is fucking Bobby Lashley.
It happens. Okay. First off, like, I know you're upset because they supposedly burned down the funhouse. But like I was saying, what if this was planned? What if the plan wasn't to have Seth be the top babyface? It was Raw needed a top heel, which is what they've needed for a long, long time.
Then this is the reason. Then yes, fine. And
then right away they saw the reactions Bray was getting and was like, okay, even though he's not booked like a face,
go through with it.
He is a face.
Then go through with the heel turn.
They did.
1,000,000%.
They did when he burned down the fucking funhouse.
We're gonna find out on Monday Night Raw when he's like, I did it for the fans. And then we're gonna be like,
no, because he hasn't mentioned shit about the fans. He said he did it because he had to. And even that, like when I was watching the videos on YouTube about how they are projecting the match with that like red lighting and with everything in the funhouse. As I was saying, the funhouse, like we said from the beginning, isn't 100% real. A lot of it is Bray. Basically had a psychotic break when he became this version of Bray and is making shit up where he's comfortable. And he's comfortable and happy when he's in there. And the way they're going to book the monster now is, how do you make the monster more dangerous and more vicious? You take away the one thing that kind of controlled him and made him happy. And you now release him, which is what Fox wanted. And also, since the funhouse isn't like a completely understood thing, so he burned it down. I know Bray just doesn't appear again in a different version of the funhouse, with either in the ashes or with the burned down puppets still talking to him because he's fucking insane.
I guess we'll find out it's Friday or Monday. I guess we'll find out
Friday because he's on Smack.
We'll see, because that hasn't gone into effect yet. It really hasn't.
I mean, it has when he appeared on the first SmackDown.
It's fine and great, but it has not gone into effect yet. And that's what I want to know. And also, all right, fine. Say you get that, right? What happens in a Falls Count Anywhere match at Crown Jewel? How do you get out of this now? How do you get out of this now?
The way, if it's not with Bray winning, then you get out of it the way you wanted them to get out of the cell, to set up a match at Survivor Series, and The Undertaker appears.
And this is why I haven't subscribed, because of bullshit like this.
It's not really, because that's the thing. Like, people say, like, this is why I would subscribe. But if you did it because this, you were already thinking about it before, and then just something happened, you're like, oh, okay, whatever.
Because of all the bullshit. Because you're right. It's not just one thing. It's time and 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 time. And even then, like right after you unsubscribed, I made you regret it for a second. When?
When I said, what about TakeOver?
You're right. I'll go to TakeOver in Chicago in November. I'll deal with the January one when I get to it. I'll go to the November one. I will pay money to go see TakeOver. NXT
That's still
TakeOver.
WWE.
I don't give a fuck. It ain't Raw. It ain't SmackDown. It's not Vince.
Yes, it is.
I understand it's still Vince, but it's not Vince. It's
Yes,
Triple
it
H.
is.
It's still
Yes,
Triple
it
H.
is.
Still
Vince
Triple
is
H.
involved.
Yeah, because
Like,
he's got money. It's producing
Well,
it.
no.
It's like Dick
Anyone-
Wolford, Law and Order, SVU.
Anyone who doesn't think Vince has a hand in NXT is
It's
fucking insane.
90% Triple H.
And that other 10% is still him listening to suggestions Vince makes.
That's fine, but he doesn't make the final say.
But he goes with a lot of stuff that Vince says.
He doesn't make the final say.
And like, this is kind of
Triple H does.
and
that's why Vince needs to go away.
my argument against I've for a while hated Vince too. But okay, think of it this way. So everything's Vince's fault. Everything wrong with wrestling is Vince's fault.
No, it's gonna be Fox's fault soon too, because they're fucking this shit up, and it's
How? They're advertising
It
in their...
showed on SmackDown.
How? Because of the stupid draft rooms?
Yes!
One fucking segment where...
You got Joe Buck! What is this shit?
Okay, so that... Wait, so that ruined things, but... Okay, the gobbledygooker, Big Dick Johnson, a pimp that was randomly a wrestler, a fucking fat guy in a thong, didn't ruin things?
No, because it was the Attitude Era.
And it was still fucking stupid as shit.
Rikishi was okay.
No, he wasn't. And he
You
shouldn't
just
be in the Hall of
Yokozuna
Fame.
because Yokozuna was
And he
dead.
shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
And
But no.
Saudi Arabians want Yokozuna, so they got some other fucking fat
No.
fuck.
No, but like they've been, like that's the thing. They've done like even like production wise, they've done like weird things before. Like the one Monday night they were going against football, they fucking had Trish in a towel and had Vince come out and be like, "Are you ready for something?" Like they do like campy, stupid stuff.
And they got
because
Bobby
it's
Lashley
funny.
and Lana having massages and shit.
And did they do that shit in the Attitude Era?
Yes.
You had a fucking porn star, Val Venus.
I was 14
around.
years old. I was horny as shit. What do you expect?
You're 30.
I'm 32. Well, yeah, I'm horny, but I'm not like about that shit. It's like, what the fuck is this?
If Lana wasn't in the towel, you would be. And like
They better right their wrongs before I'm done. And I'm all about A E W. Because you know what? This past Wednesday night was good. I'll give you this. It was better than this past SmackDown. It was better than this past Raw. It was not better than NXT. I agree. NXT is the best wrestling show on television right now. It is, hands down.
The New Japan show is pretty good. I've been watching it.
Wait, where's it on?
You gotta order it. It's like pay for service like the WWE app. But it's pretty good. It's like the same price.
But I before I went on a huge tangent like 20 minutes ago, I will say something positive about WWE. And this is the only reason, well, not only, but one of the major reasons, two people are major fucking reasons why I'm still gonna be watching my DVR of Raw and SmackDown. And that's Edge has been cleared to wrestle again.
Yep.
And CM Punk reportedly
accepted a job at Fox.
Accepted a job at Fox and eventually going to wrestle again at WWE. Barring those two things and Bray Wyatt getting the title and push that is deserved, I don't see anything else that, unless maybe Aleister Black or something else, I don't see any reason why I should watch Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. I see no reason why. No reason. NXT? Yes. Raw and SmackDown, not a chance. Until I see what's right is fixed, I am not gonna even fucking skim through that fucking shit.
But you'll
That's
still
what
have it
I'm gonna
recorded,
skip.
and it'll still count as ratings.
Fine, I don't care.
They're still making money off of you.
No, they're not, because I'm not paying money.
How do you think they make their money?
Ratings.
Views?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's
So
fine.
recording, so they're taking your money.
You got to realize that WWE is the NFL. Don't matter what, even if you didn't like last year's or 2 years ago about the NFL with all that fucking shit with the Star Spangled Banner and standing
That was 2
up
years
and all
ago,
that
wasn't
shit. Yeah, fine and great. You know what? It didn't matter if I watched it or not. They were still making millions of money, millions of dollars, and that's what the WWE is gonna do.
Yep.
But me personally, I can turn it off. When I hear Julie DeCarroll or somebody on 670 The Score talking about some fucking bullshit that I don't want to hear about, you know what I do? A lot of people, I'm going to call in and fucking bitch at them, and I'm going to
It's more
text
fun
them
to text
and all
them
that
and
shit.
annoy
I
them.
understand that. But you know what I do? I click that button, and I turn it off, and I'm like, you're not getting my viewership. And I understand I'm only one person. I understand I am only one person, but guess what? That one person is denying your fucking viewership and listenership.
Yeah. Okay.
At the time.
Yeah, that one person.
And maybe some other people are with me.
Yeah. No.
Maybe other people are with me, and you know what? You need to act upon it. Because the more people that act upon it and say, oh, yeah, I'll do that, but I'm not going to watch it and all that shit, then guess what? The more you act upon it, the more maybe things will change. If not, that's fine. Because I didn't watch WWE for 5 to 7 years until it got better. When I got to know the likings of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. And when I was like, oh shit, these guys are fucking good. And then I got to know about Aleister Black and Ricochet and Buddy Murphy and people like that and Ali and all that. And then you get back to Vince McMahon.
I actually think Ali's a little overhyped.
I think he's really good.
He's good. It's just when you compare him to the other ones you listed,
Well, yeah,
Buddy,
I know.
Aleister, and Ricochet
No, I know.
are all.
Well, I was
ahead
thinking of Andrade too.
Yeah.
Love Andrade.
Yeah, Andrade is awesome. But
What are you doing?
but even that, like
You cat. You.
the draft, like we said, was incredibly stupid the way it was like produced, but like I did like number one the idea of like what happened today, that they could like potentially still have people swap shows
Well,
because they did that with Alexa and
I'll
Nikki.
listen.
Because they did that with Alexa and Nikki today, and like I told you, I honestly think there's maybe like 45% chance that Bray will end up winning the title at Crown Jewel,
What percent?
like 45 to 50.
I say 2%.
And
1%.
because I also think Cain Velasquez is going to end up beating Brock, and then end up on Raw, and then get his ass kicked by Seth. And then Seth will be WWE champion, inside Universal. Universal will go to SmackDown like they kind of originally planned.
Lesnar will be champ for the next year and a half. Rollins will lose it to Roman Reigns.
Rollins will lose it sooner than that
Nope.
because he's starting to get the reaction that Kofi got
No,
when people started to get bored of him.
because this is what they wanted. They wanted Roman Reigns to be cheered. And now
Roman's
they-
on SmackDown, you fucking
Oh, yeah.
douche
Well,
nozzle.
It doesn't matter. They'll just trade for him. And then
They won't
Roman
take him
Reigns.
off SmackDown. He's on all the ads.
Who else is on Raw then?
Samoa Joe,
He gets injured too much. You even said that.
Orton.
There you go. Orton will get his 14th or 15th.
I don't know. I think if he was going to get 14 or 15, he would have got it when he beat Kofi. I think he's going to
Orton will get it.
just kind of write off his career.
No, I'll be ready. I'll be here.
But But no, like, because I just think number one, Crown Jewel's a fucking retarded ass show because it
That's
starts
why
at
I'm
1
not gonna
o'clock on
watch it.
Friday. You'll still read results of it and still look it up on YouTube and all this other stuff.
No,
And
I'm
still
not gonna
do-
look it up on YouTube. I'm just gonna read the results on WWERumors.com or WWE results. And you know what? They don't get shit for
That
that.
still makes it trending.
No,
Yep, it still makes it trending.
no.
Yeah, it does. Whenever you search something on Google, that's what trending is. When you Google WWE results, WWE pops up,
Fuck.
and that's how they get all that top trendings.
Bangs! Fuck WWE.
Binks is like, fuck you.
What are you doing?
Binks is like, fuck you. But no, and this is kind of, I've had this like opinion for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
Go
that like other sports fans and WWE fans are like very similar. Where when as soon as one thing goes wrong
It's not one thing.
in a game,
Not for me.
no,
It's not one
no,
thing.
but even in a game, it's like, oh fuck this team, they lost. I fucking hate them. Fuck them. I'm fucking done. I'm not. They can't even win this fucking game. They're getting blown out. They're down 13-0. They're not gonna win this game. Fuck them. And then the next week, oh yay, yay team. And that's gonna be the same thing with WWE. This week you're gonna be all pissed off. Then they'll do one thing you like and be like, yay WWE, yay WWE.
I've been happy for them for many, many months. You can even look back at all the fucking things that we had. If you look back, I have not been happy since WrestleMania. When they finally got the title off of Lesnar, and when Kofi got the title in the beginning
Kofi shouldn't have won.
with Daniel Bryan.
Yep. Kofi shouldn't have won.
He should have. But like I said
And
back
like I said, he's
then,
never gonna
back then, they should have gave him a 1 month, maybe 2 month reign and give it back to Bryan. But they didn't. They didn't listen.
Well, Brian, they weren't going to give it back to because Brian was recovering from another injury after that. That's why he was in the tag matches because he was hurt again. Like, they're not going to, same with Joe and Dolph, they're not going to put major titles on people who keep getting hurt.
How long do you think it's going to be until I subscribe again?
I'll say Survivor Series or Royal Rumble.
I'll take the latter. I'll take the Royal Rumble. That I might give into. I love the Royal Rumble.
I say if they do a decent enough card, they'll do Survivor Series.
No. I won't. Because I know it's going to be shit. I know it's going to be shit. Unless Undertaker is there, then I'll go
That's
there.
what I'm saying. It's like they do something like that.
Then I will go to Survivor Series and give them $90. But I'm not going to subscribe until at least Royal Rumble. At least. And you know what? My name
You'll subscribe as soon as the next not NXT takeover that's not in Chicago pops up.
So Royal Rumble.
There's supposed to be one sooner.
Well, yeah, Survivor Series. But
No,
that's
there's
us.
supposed to be. They might do another one right after Survivor because they might do it like WWE stuff and do more.
We'll see. My name is James.
I'm Adam.
This has been a very informative pup list, and I really hope you enjoy. Because this was one hell of a fucking ride.
And Joe Flacco and Trevor Lawrence still suck.
And I'm about to go win with Trevor Lawrence.
No, you're not. You're gonna throw 10 interceptions in a game and set a new record.
This is pup list.
Yep.
Have a wonderful